So as a child, I was bedwetting, and it's continued until adulthood. But as I grew older, the frequency actually reduced. So instead of every day as a child bedwetting, it could be like maybe 3-4 times in a week, okay, or less. As I grew older, it just kept reducing. And as a full adult, probably in the university, I was still bedwetting, but the frequency reduced to a great extent. It could be like, sometimes for months it wouldn't come, and then suddenly I'll see it happen. And each of this time that I bedwetted, I noticed that I will always had a dream. I'll be in a dream that I want to go ease myself, and then while I'm urinating in the dream, I'm actually doing it on my bed. And it was very, very hard. And so every time I wake up, I feel very bad, very dirty, very defiled. It will mess up my entire day, my entire week. It takes me a very long time to actually recover from all of those, experiences, from that experiences. So after university, we were posted, like, in Nigeria here, we do a youth corps service. So I was posted to another state to do my 1-year youth corps service. While we are in the orientation camp, we met, friends, we met some of us met ourselves there, for the first time. We are put we're in the same room. Do you want me to continue?
Yes, please.
Okay, so we're in the same room, and I was sleeping in the up bunk while the lady was sleeping, in the lower bunk. And so that night, oh my God, it happened again. It happened again. And when I woke up with the wetness and all, I felt so very bad. And I was like, does it have to be here of all places? Does it have to be here of all places? And because the mattress used were tiny, not so very thick, and not the type that were used in most hospitals that could stop the urine from pouring off, it actually soaked and even dripped on the lady that was sleeping in the lower bunk, the lower bed. And that was very, very bad. That was very bad, I got up from my bed like a frightened little child, more or less, ashamed, a woman, full-grown woman, bedwetting. I got down and she saw it and she just smiled at me and told me, it's okay, it's okay. She covered it all up. She didn't make a scene out of it. She didn't point fingers at me. She didn't shame me. She tried to cover it up. She just like, okay, no, 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 no. Just let it be, let it be, let it be. She laid her bed, okay, let's pack our beddings. We quickly took the bed linings and then we went to the nearby stream, to go wash and all of that. As in, she cleaned up everything. She cleaned up everything. The person on the next bed didn't know what was happening till today. Nobody knew what happened in that camp, just the two of us. As a matter of fact, we were 3 girls that were very close, 3 ladies that were very, very close in that camp. And I think we're in the same room. The third person that is still with us till today did not know what happened that day till now. It's between the two of us. So she didn't make a fuss. So I could actually lift my face, take my bath, rub my powder, and see go to the parade ground. I see had the nerve to laugh throughout that day, and I laughed. Unlike other days that I would have like bowed my shame, feeling moody, feeling rejected, feeling as though God has abandoned me, that feeling wasn't there because this lady covered my nakedness. This lady covered my shame. She took it all up and didn't let no one, get to know what was happening. So I was saved. I could use that word. I was saved. Yes,
Hmm.
indeed, I was saved. I was saved and I could laugh. I laughed and played. And nothing bothered me that day. And then after that, it didn't happen again until probably like almost a year thereabout when I got married. I got married after like after children, yeah. After having children, self, can you imagine? I've had children, oh, I got married, I had children, and then it happened again.
Hmm.
Oh, really? It happened again. I'm like, excuse me, on my husband, on our matrimonial bed. After all these years, I thought this thing is gone. But I told my husband about it, and he just made so light of it, like it was no big deal. He just said, "Oh, come on, it can happen to anybody at any time. Maybe you drank water too much. You were very busy all through the day, so you must have been very tired to go and wake up to pee, and all of that." He made it so light, and I didn't feel anything in the inside of me. So I didn't care. It happened twice in my matrimonial home in my early years of marriage. Twice. The
Wow.
two times it happened, my husband the second time he didn't even say anything about it, as if it was part of, he didn't say anything about it. The second time it happened.
Hmm.
And trust me, that was the last time it happened. It never happened again. Because that day, somehow I found my voice. That day, somehow, I guess if my husband had mocked me of as in taking it some other funny, maybe I wouldn't have found. But he made light of it, made no issue of it. So it didn't bug me. I didn't feel dirty. I didn't feel shame. I didn't feel dejected or like some sort of inferior creature. No, I didn't feel all of that. But that day also, I had a strength and I said, listen to me, you Satan. Listen to me, you Satan. My name is Layefa Adeleke. I am a Christian. I am a child of God. Whether I bedwet or not, my salvation is there.
Hmm.
Whether I bedwet or not, I will go to heaven. It is not a criteria for God's answering my prayers. It is not a yardstick to measure my holiness. It is not going to be one of the reasons why I will be locked out of heaven. So whether I wet bed or not, it will not remove my height. It will not reduce the money I will get. It will not reduce my food. It will
Hmm.
not stop me from making heaven. It will not stop me from laying hands on the sick, praying for them. It will not stop me from casting out devils and demons. As
Yeah.
that fire came upon me that day and I boldly declared it. Over 10 years ago, much more than 10 years ago till now, it never happened. And if it had happened that day after I said that, I wouldn't have budged. I will go open my fridge, take a glass of wine, and I would toast to bedwetting.
Hmm.
But it never happened again.
Wow.
So my
Wow.
husband saved me from shame because he made light of something, that I felt I could just disappear, from the face of the earth. And then my friend also in camp saved me from a orientation camp, saved me from a major shame. So what we do
Mm-hmm.
around people, what do we
Hmm.
say to people that are probably going through a thing, our words, our remarks, our disposition, we need
Hmm.
to be very careful because it could make or mar them. It could
Hmm.
give them their power back, or it could even take the remaining power from them. It could just take everything from them, bring them to nothing. And it could also raise them from the dust to the place where they ought to be. So we need to be very, very careful. We need to be conscious and intentional about, how we relate to people that have issues, so that
Hmm.
we don't be the reason why they experience shame.
Hmm.
Yeah, we don't be the reason why they experience shame. You see somebody staying at the backside. There is a way you could just walk up, give the person a hug from behind and close the person up. The person might not even need to be called from a distance. A zipper is down. Just go give the person a hug, either from the back or from the front, and help to pull it out. You know, we need to be very careful, be deliberate about these things so that we don't be the reason why somebody will take his or her life. Because shame, trust me, can kill and has killed so many people. Thank you, Adiru.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you for sharing the story. Wow. You know, you're sharing it because you were saved, like you said.
Yeah.
And if those people that were in your life at the time, like your friend at the NYSC camp and your husband, if they actually shamed you, I'm definitely positive that you'll be speaking a different story. Maybe you wouldn't even be a counselor. Maybe you would just be a lady in the dark somewhere.
Yeah, yes. And maybe it will still be there because I wouldn't have gotten the power to face it.
Exactly. So yeah, so I really congratulate you, and I thank those people that actually helped you survive through. And thank you for that counsel. For everyone listening, you know, we have those people around us every now and then, and we need to be very, very deliberate with how we react to people, because you don't know what everyone is going about, or you don't know what they are dealing with, and you don't know why they are doing what they're doing. And I'm going to take from your last note, you know, don't be the reason why someone took their life. So that actually is a very kind of like, it speaks volume, because I have this experience some weeks back with a new friend I met at a singles summit.
Okay.
So this is a guy who identified himself as a gay, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And everybody in the summit as he immediately introduced himself like that, people started murmuring, you know, they started giving all this normal attitude of typical Nigerians, that like, this one is going into hellfire, this one is a devil's candidate, and all of those things. And the guy feels so ashamed, like unwanted, unaccepted in that gathering. And I noticed him all through, the guy felt like alone.
Yeah.
I had to move closer to him to just extend a hand of friendship to him. And, you know, I spoke with him to help him understand, say, what people think about you, your identity is none of their headache. It's not their business.
Yeah.
What do you think? Because they don't know you. I don't even know you. So don't allow their perspective or their action or their attitude define who you are. You know, we exchanged contact, and I think it was like 2 weeks after, I had to check up on him, how he's doing. And, you know, he told me that, well, babe, like he quit his job. I was like, why? He said, you know, everybody's around me now see me like a devil's candidate, you know, like I don't want living around them. Like someone even told him that he should be living among animals. And so even at work, he wasn't feeling comfortable any longer. So he had to quit his job. And I said, okay, so what are you doing? I said, let me just tell you my routine. Like morning, afternoon, I don't step out of the house. I only come out of the house when it is dark to go get some things to eat. I said, yeah, for how long are you going to do this? I wish you are in my shoe. You don't understand. You know, you don't even understand. Some people will tell you that, in fact, you need to just go and look for a gun to shoot yourself because you don't want living. And eventually, this guy committed suicide.
Oh my God. You
Yes.
can't imagine that.
He committed suicide. And, you know, I keep like, okay, people when I got to hear about his story later on, because I was looking for him, I saw that it's been long he came online. I had to go to his place of work. They said he quit. That didn't I hear that stupid guy, they started calling him names, like he murdered himself, he committed suicide. I was like, wow. And what came to my mind was, you know, how just if we can just show some little sign of kindness,
just a little bit of kindness.
Yes. Just because someone did not identify with you, if they are not doing life the way you are doing, it doesn't make them different like you. Doesn't mean you are better off than.
No, not in any way.
No. And see, this thing I think is even kind of common among Christians. Fine, the society has a huge impact too. But you know, the way we perceive them, like, okay, because this one is gay, this one is lesbian, this one is transgender, and you know, these people they are sinners and they are going into where? Airfire. Like, who are you to even say someone is going to airfire or someone is, yeah, where are you, God? Like, she understand there are
Yeah.
ways.
Yeah.
So I want you to actually speak to that as well. Like, yeah, when we see people around us, like, okay, even though you don't even know where they are coming from.
You know, they are, first of all, we need to understand that they are, first of all, human beings like us, created in God's image and likeness. Now,
Mm-hmm.
and for the fact that they wake up on that particular day, it means that God hasn't given up on them. It means that he hasn't given up on them, because he woke them up that morning. They enjoy his sunshine, they enjoy his rain. They see breathing in the breath that is given to all humanity freely. He has not given up on them. So who are we to judge them and to call them name? Let's leave the entire matter to God. Now, what he commands us is to accept them and love them. And that is what we hold them. Like I always say, hold no man nothing but love, but love, but love. So it is not in our place, to condemn and judge anybody. I did a course, a counseling course,
Okay.
we are with the Family Institute. And in the early part of the course, we're dealing with our belief system, those disempowering beliefs that we have,
Mm-hmm.
and some of the things that was brought to the fore were our attitude towards the gay community. For them. And the question is that if you have a loved one very sick to the point of death, the only hospital, specialist hospital that can handle them is a hospital where the specialist is a gay person. And that is the only hospital. Would you take your loved one there, or would you leave the loved one to die? You know, what? When I saw that question, I sat back and I looked and I was like, okay, all this while I have not really given a conscious deep thought, to something like that. So the first thing I did, was to ask my teenage children. My teenage children. I asked them, they say, what has gay got to do with somebody that is sick? I will take the person there. Being a gay does not change them or doesn't make them less humans. That's just their
Wow.
sexuality. Oh my God, I was like, oh my God, see my children's pattern of
Children.
thinking. See my children's pattern of thinking. I was like, so can you sit on the same table with them and eat? Yeah, they can even be my friend, but that doesn't mean I'm going to be a gay. I will love them because they are first of all humans and they are created by God. Yeah, they
Wow.
can, their sexual orientation doesn't matter a thing to me, even though my faith doesn't accept it. But I can hang out, I can stay in the same space with them. I can, give them a hug. I can shop knuckles with them. I can do all of those. I can eat with them on the same table. I can go to that hospital to be treated. And I'm like, God, I thank you. I felt very, very happy that my children had that kind of attitude, not that they were going to like condemn and be judgmental. So that actually taught me. So I sat back and like, what is all this? Who are you to judge? Who are you to condemn another? But the fact that they are alive, it means that God is not done with them yet. If he has a final say, let him decide, and if somebody wants to go this way, let the person go. If the person wants to go the other way, let the person. But if you feel that the person is going the wrong turn, you just go down on your knees and call upon the God that created that person to bring the person back. That's what you need to do, and to support. And then as a practitioner also, we are asked, one of our biases, Okay, so if a gay couple comes into your counseling clinic, would you attend? Some person says no. What? No, I will refer them straight away. But today, as I am speaking to you, if they come, I will accept with open hands. Because excuse me, because there are two different things. What they believe, what they don't believe, it's not the same. They are coming for help. And as a counselor, my responsibility is to give help and support. And so when any human being created in the image of God walks into my space, I will give that support that is needed.
Wow.
And that's just my take on that. Yes.
Wow. That is actually brilliant. I love that perception. I actually thought I was alone on that, and also I reckon with that, because for me, I would always tell people, right, you see, for the fact that you are judging someone else's character or whatever, then you need to check yourself. You really need to
Yeah.
check yourself. See,
Mhm.
it is not arithmetic. It's just common sense. If you don't like how someone is identified, if you don't like the way the person is, and they cannot be your friend, you can as well make a choice, right, to distance yourself from them.
That's
And if
right.
you feel that they are going to hellfire or whichever way you think they are going to, right, maybe you
Yeah.
can go and intercede on their behalf.
Yeah.
Pray on
That's
their
right.
behalf. God, touch this person, right?
Yeah. Why you go on showing love to that person?
Exactly.
Because your love may turn that person back if actually the person is on the wrong path.
Absolutely. And the truth
Yeah.
is this, right? How do you even know what is right from who is on the right path and who is going to hell or who is going to heaven? You know,
Tell me. Tell me.
he said love covers all things, right? I remember the last time you were talking about, he said love covers multitude of sins.
Yeah.
Love
Love covers
included, right?
multitude of things. Yeah. Love does that. You
So
know.
when we say we are Christian, when we say we are religious, whatever we call ourselves, right? And we say we love. So is it that we have like there are some things we have to love and some things we have to hate? Some people we have to love and some people we have to hate. We have to make
No.
choices of love.
No. As long as love is not a feeling, Aderonke. Love is a choice. And it's deliberate and it takes energy to love. Energy in the sense that it's from the inside of you. You make a deliberate effort to love. You don't love because you feel like. You don't love because there's something outstanding. You just love because it's what needs to be done. You love because love is food for humanity. That's what humanity needs to be humanity. So you love. And that goes also to, let me go a little bit to the office settings. We see this
Mhm,
shaming thing in our office settings also. You see
mhm,
where, okay, one particular staff isn't so fluent, probably not so intelligent like some other person, and some other person go all over the place,
mhm,
putting down their works, taking them and slashing them before their superiors. Hey, ladies, hey, guys, please take it easy. If
mm,
you know how to do presentation so well and that colleague doesn't know, he has stage fright or not so eloquent or not so articulate, come on, give the person a helping hand. If you can't give the person there, then stay off the person track and radar completely. Stop
mhm,
showing the person all about to shame the person, And sometimes our bosses also, when subordinates, not coming through the way they ought to come through, there's a way we talk to them that will boost their morale and want them to go and aspire to be better. And there's a way you talk to them that you just flood them completely. Do you understand? When there
mhm.
is shame, who you shame, you cannot win to your side.
At
Whoever
all.
you shame, you can't win to your side. So if you want that subordinate to come to your side, you want that colleague to come to your side, then you need to learn to talk to them. Be very kind. Let mercy, truth, and kindness define us in everywhere we are, in our marketplaces, in our places of worship, in our families, wherever we are. Let mercy, truth, and kindness define us.
Wow. That is very, very profound. Thank you. Let kindness and love define us. And so on a final note, please, I want you to speak to some of us out there, going through one shame or the other, living in silence, and we don't want to be, I didn't speak up, we don't want to talk to anybody, because when you talk, of course, people will say something negative. So I'd rather let me just keep my problem. So what would be your advice on a final note?
Okay, my counsel is staying quiet isn't going to help you, not standing up isn't going to help you. Hiding away from it isn't going to help you. One way you break the hold of darkness is by exposing that thing to light. What you keep in secret will always want to be Lord over you. So keeping quiet, isn't it? Now, I was with some secondary school children in the last few days, and I was telling them that don't wait for life to give you what you deserve or you desire. Don't wait for people to give you things, what you want, what you desire. You go and grab it, go get it. So if you are in a place of shame, probably something that happened, probably you were accused falsely, or you did something that you feel the society will clap hands over your head for, whatever it is, whatever the shame that you are going, keeping quiet isn't it. Number one, first of all, love yourself. Number two, tell yourself, I made a mistake and I'm going to learn from this mistake and I'm going to be a better person. Number three, understand that the power of your happiness is in your hand. You have the power. So be your own boss of happiness. Be your own Lord of happiness and take your happiness back. Take your power back and then look for how you can shame that shame. Turn that pain and that shame into gain by talking about it, And if you find it so difficult to deal with it by yourself, then please seek a professional, a therapist, a counselor that would help you walk through. You are I can assure you that the counselor will not shame you. The counselor will not let you down. The counselor will stand with you all the way and walk through the entire dark tunnel with you and bring it to the other side of life. And sometimes it brings down our self-worth, our self-esteem and all of that. So talk to yourself. Call your name and talk to yourself. You are good enough. You are beautiful. For the fact that this happened, this doesn't define, this is not who you are. You are better than this. This was just a mistake. You are coming out and you are coming out better. And any skills you need to get, to undo, any skills you need to get to stand up, any skills you need to do to get your voice, please go ahead and get your voice. Do what you need to do to get it. But don't keep sitting down in that dark room of nothingness. Don't keep sitting in that place of shame and dejection. Get up from that place. Dust yourself up that place. Stand in front of your mirror. Call your name and talk to yourself. Tell you you are beautiful. Tell you you are lovely. Tell you you are kind. Tell you you are a wonderful person. Tell you the fact that you are alive means that God is not angry or God hasn't given up on me. There is still a lot for me to do. Tell you that you can write your story and be a better person. Remind yourself that you are not the first person to walk that corner, the first person to experience that kind of a shame. And tell yourself you are not going to die. You are going to live to rewrite history, be the person that you were meant to be. And then go take the world, go grab it. Don't wait for life to give you. You go out and grab your joy. Go out and grab your peace and ensure that you create your heaven within you and do all you need to do to ensure that the hell outside doesn't come to influence or pollute the heaven within you. And I know that it will be well with you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. So for you listening to Rose and you feel any kind of shame, you've heard the counsel. Go grab your word. Right. Shame your shame, guys.